sometimes not even the grammar. So the grandmother, Nana, stretched her long fingers into her dress pocket. And she said, "How would you like to run over to the gas station there and get yourself a bottle of pop?" I couldn't believe my ears. Had I heard right? Was she talking to me? On my family's modest income, soda was part of budget or diet. A few tantalizing sips was all I'd ever had, and certainly never from my own bottle. "Okay," I replied shyly, already wondering how I would get across the street. Surely Nana was going to come with me. So Nana stretched her long fingers into her dress pocket. I could hear the familiar jangling of the loose change she always carried. Opening her fist, she exposed a mound of silver coins. There must have been $1 million there. She instructed me to pick out a dime. I obeyed. After she deposited the rest of the change back into her pocket, she stood up. "Okay," she said, helping me down the stairs into the curb. "I'm going to stay here and keep an ear out for the babies. I'll tell you when it's safe to cross. You go over to the soda machine, get your pop, and come back out. Wait for me to tell you when it's safe to cross back." My heart pounded. I clutched my dime tightly in my sweaty palm. Excitement took my breath away. Nana holding my hand tightly together, we looked up and down the street and back again. She stepped off the curb, then told me it was safe to cross. She let go of my hand, and I ran. I ran faster than I'd ever run before. The street seemed wide. I wondered if I'd make it to the other side. Reaching the other side, I turned to find Nana. There she was, standing, smiling proudly. I waved. "Go on, hurry up," she yelled. And it goes on. Now, I have to tell you, I was reading through these stories, and I was, in preparation for today, I was wondering, is there a common thread here? And I found this other story, which deals with a similar situation of crossing the street with a close family member. And this is by Eunice. It's called Respect What? And I'm only reading part of it.
Okay. You got 7 minutes.
Okay. "You'd think you'd know better by now," my mother spits at me, her maternal instinct piqued. She's hot, as if branded by an iron. She's jerking and pulling me. I appear to be convulsing. "When the hell are you going to learn?" she says. Her angry voice fills the air of the damp, dark, deserted streets. Her arms and hands are flailing in the damp, cool air. She appears mad, as if some recently released patient from a neighboring insane asylum. She's trying to hold my hand in a protective gesture as we cross the street, but her anger has taken control of her. She can't seem to find my hand, which I'm holding stiffly against my side, offering her no assistance. I don't need her protection now. I can cross a deserted street. Even an abused child can cross a street, a wet, dark, deserted street. When I needed her protection, she failed me, left me to my own devices, left me to deal with him. Now, when there is no danger present, she wants to protect me. Surely this is maternal, with a hint of guilt thrown in to make a deadline mix of resentment and anger for my never-ending ability to be a target of his wrath. I need protection from him, from Dad, dear old Dad. Her arms and hands continue to flail aimlessly. Finally, she grabs hold of my hand. I can feel her pity running out from her hand into mine. I can feel her sense of right and wrong. And more than anything, I can feel her guilt. I cannot and will not do anything to alleviate her guilt. I blame her more than him. Why did she choose him? And all of those questions. She commands me to respect him, but she knows I never will. She knows my hate and contempt run deep. She knows, too, that it grows like a big oak tree, roots deep in the earth, and branching out and growing strong. She does not know that the contempt and hate are not only for him, and that it includes her. I hate her, because she knows respect is not the only thing he wants. He wants so much more than anything anyone can possibly give. I could kneel and kiss a ring he does not have, with all the reverence of a nun to his holiness, and still he would want more. He is the great I am. He wants respect, power, and adulation. Even then he would want more. there's never enough. And so it goes.
Why don't you read us, we've got some time for a few poems also.
A couple of my poems?
Yeah, a couple
Okay,
of your
great.
poems. Do you
Okay.
have them write poems as well?
Oh, they do write poetry,
Oh,
and I
all right.
have some of that.
Well, yeah, email me a poem also for our article in the Somerville News.
I
So
will do that.
Okay.
I will do that.
Go ahead, read us your poems. Now, your school of poetry, are you in a school or?
Not a school. I don't
No.
go to school for
No.
poetry.
You're right in a school maybe once in a while. Boston University or something.
Oh,
You scribble something while you're between classes.
I did take a poetry course there with,
Pinsky?
yeah. No, let's see, Maggie Dietz.
Oh, Maggie, yeah.
Yeah.
I was in the America's Favorite Poem, my introduction to Robert Lowell's Waking in the
Really?
Blue, because it took place at McLean Hospital.
Wonderful. Ooh.
You know Leslie Epstein?
I don't know him.
Oh,
No, I have his book. Yeah.
okay.
I-
Well, read your poem. I will give you time. We got 3 minutes.
This poem is Wood. A quote from Charlotte Bronte. When a man endures what ought to be unendurable, he is a fossil. Night comes and you fill the stove with the best wood, thick and fit together unto itself a puzzle, to keep your own safe for a time, to let them dream, and you too. Then morning's gaudy sun, full and hard, and the iced bridge collude to blind you on the road that branches and cackles, no help for miles if you fall into trouble. So you wrap your fingers round the cellar rail and push down the stairs where the old wood lies, to keep you in time with the day till night.
Go ahead.
Another
more?
one?
Yeah, another one, sure.
Okay, early May. The dogwood blossom hides discreet faces. The one this morning, the one tomorrow night, forcing you close to see the difference between a face tonight, another tomorrow morning. The white one's brown mottled kisses like smudged lipstick on each petal are seen best when I'm alone. I love each blossom's four-prone petals, thrown back shallow cups of sun, iridescent in the gathering afternoon storm. Its branches, dancers' arms, interrupting each other, children calling, me, oh, see my spring. Cut now in a glass pitcher, they're as vulnerable in their perfect beauty as our most private moments together.
Do you have any ambitions for your own work?
I certainly do.
You're not totally,
I certainly do.
full, right? I mean,
No.
no.
Yeah.
What ambitions do you have?
I would love to publish a book of my poetry. And I'd like to pull the 8 short stories together. I'm revising them for this continuing character, so I'd like to do something with that. And I also have a piece on memories of growing up on the Lower East Side in the 1920s. Not my memories.
That's right, we were talking about
yeah.
we were networking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an ethnographer. I didn't tell you about that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well,
Okay.
so many things.
Well, I know. I'm a little hyper,
Yeah.
as everyone
it's
who
all
knows
right.
me knows. No,
Yeah.
it's true.
Polymath,
True.
right? Yeah.
I can't add or subtract.
All right. Are you gonna be reading anywhere or from your work?
I'm
or-
hoping to read at the Enormous Room,
Okay.
4 stories,
Okay.
one of my short stories. They
We just
may
had a
not-
guest here who read there, Susan Tepper. She wrote
Oh,
a
really?
book of short stories, Deer.
Oh,
And it was based on a deer appears in every short story.
oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well, there are a few
And
of
she
us.
has an actress background as well.
Is she in the area?
No, she's down in New Jersey now, Montclair.
Oh,
Yeah, but she
Well.
came up for this. We actually, we published a book of her. We published that book on Wilderness House Press, so it's a nice little addition. Well, and do you have a website or anything?
I have a
Have we- 'cause we're gonna go off
blogspot.
in a
It's
minute.
my full name, Barbara Trachtenberg, blogspot.com.
Okay, and
and,
you'll find your work there and
You'll find my
contact-
work there, references
And
to
volunteer,
it.
if you want to volunteer, please contact.
Contact me through that.
There
Yep.
you go.
Okay. You know, when I was, are we off?
Yep, we are.
When I was reading the women's stories, I didn't know I didn't realize the camera was there.
No, it was there.
I didn't, because I had never gotten oriented to where the camera was. I wish I had read them to the camera.
I'm sorry.
No, I should have asked.
But you were visible on the camera.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I was
Okay.
looking